Gather there's going to be an armoured train leaving from Platform 1 fairly soon, heading for this meeting, and it's extraordinary.
Not 9 3/4, no.
No, exactly.
He likes trains. He likes armoured trains. I don't think the same thing can be said for the Tsar of all the Russias, Vladimir Putin. It's speculated it will be Vladivostok, where they have met again. I don't know, it'll be quite a train journey, won't it?
Yeah.
But the thing to speculate about Putin is how far, for how long can he go from Moscow?
Well, because of his health?
Because of the health of Russian internal politics. So there's that. And it's what they want from each other, which is going to be quite intriguing. It's quite a desperate throw of the dice for Putin, this one.
And it's an unusual trip, isn't it, for Kim Jong Un, who rarely leaves North Korea?
Almost never. Absolutely. We know that the economies of both countries, but particularly North Korea, is in a dire state, near starvation reports, and they want help. What will he want from Putin? Does he want rubles? Well, the ruble's crashing through the floor, as we know. Will he want assistance with his own weapons program? And I think this is the real danger of this, that they're both interested in these hypersonic, many times
missile technology,
missiles, like the Kinsal, which was supposed to be the knockout blow, which the Russians have used, and it's not been quite as effective, as far as I can make out, as they said. In fact, both the Ukrainians and the Americans said they'd been able to knock them down. That's a real danger. The other real danger, I would suspect, is the reliability of North Korean munitions. It's not their main selling point, if I could put it like that. And if there's an overshot and you're hitting, and they're bombing, the Delta, the Danube Delta, and you're hitting Romania, and you could hit Poland, and you could hit the Baltic, then it gets a really big problem indeed.
And how will China react to this? Because China's been very careful not to be too outspoken about Ukraine. But how will they feel about North Korea?
There are two views of this. That China says, oh, thank God somebody else is taking on the enormous problem, which it is for them, refugees and so on, and very, very unstable, of North Korea, which borders them, over to Russia. But Beijing has been increasingly worried about the instability of Russia and the behaviour of Russia over Ukraine, because it doesn't like an ongoing point of instability. In other words, an open-ended war, which it's beginning to look like when you get even respected conservative, that intellectually conservative commentators like General Richard Barrons, who really does know his stuff, suspecting that the war is going on well into 2025 now. This is not what the Chinese want at all, because they've got to bump up trade. They've got to, they've got to play the frenemy game with the global economy, because the signs are that things are not good with the Chinese economy. It's very complex. It is a game of, pardon the pun, of Chinese boxes. But the point is, Russia is desperate for ammunition, particularly artillery ammunition and probably artillery barrels. And that is telling you what is really going on in this battle with Ukraine. They're trying to throw mass, weight, numbers, lots of people, hugely sacrificed, nearly 300,000 killed and injured now of Russians. 4,000 heavy armoured tracked vehicles, big carriers and tanks lost. That's a pretty bad record. And actually, it's on an edge, again, the next 3 or 4 months. Ukraine has to get through to the winter. Russia has got to show that it can hold the line, and it's got two problems. This news of a sort of breakthrough at Zaporizhzhia, and it's incredibly vulnerable in Crimea.